Hi guys and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin and this is episode 103. Wyoming getting ready to bank with crypto and ProtonMail Hodling Bitcoin. We also have other articles that we're going to cover. Titles get to be too long and is restricted on YouTube, so I just have to go with the best ones. Now, if you're catching this stream live, welcome. If you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you are thinking. If you want to keep on chatting with us, once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link is in the description. Happy Sunday, guys. Thank you for tuning in if you're watching us live. If it's the end of the week or beginning of the week for some. So again, hope you're having a great time. I hope you had a great weekend. And I really hope you have a great week this coming week. So let's get on to that screen that you guys love and know, where we do all the stuff. For some reason, the music from my desktop is not outputting to the desktop, which is weird because, I don't know, for some reason, sometimes it just doesn't go through with OBS, and sometimes it does. Apparently today is one of those days where it doesn't want to play ball. Anyways, I'll turn up the volume here on my end to make sure you guys at least get some of that music while I pause and analyze stuff when we get to the analysis section. Anyways, if you have been with us for a while now, you know how we do things. We've shifted the way we report a little bit. So now we do all the news first, and then we do the analysis section. Hope that you guys are liking that format a little bit better. So without further ado, let's get on to the content, right? That's what you guys are here for. Wyoming is getting ready to start banking with cryptocurrency, but is it safe? Now, the is it safe part, it's something that we're going to omit because it's very subjective. But the other part is something that is very interesting, right? A state, it's being pro-crypto, it's already taking steps to drive up adoption. Now, the article starts by saying that in the real world, cryptocurrency transcends borders. We agree with that. Rendering exchanges fees between monetary systems obsolete. Yes, and one of the coins that does that is Ripple, and it does it very well. Now, on the internet, tens of thousands of retailers accept cryptocurrency in exchange for products they sell, and it has boundless potential in the world of venture capital or in larger transactions that involve the trade of securities or other secure financial instruments. Now, cryptocurrency has been growing potential in realms like commercial real estate, where international investments become exponentially simplified when transacted via cryptocurrency. While representative of a relatively minuscule, representative of a relatively minuscule amount of currency in the global economy, cryptocurrencies have been gaining importance for global trade, offering unique function for a growing number of industries that rely on them. Right, so there's some companies that only take payment in crypto, right, and not fiat, and that's pretty good. Anyways. There's that Wyoming saw an opportunity, passing legislation earlier this year authorizing charters for something called Special Purpose Depository Institutions, SPDI, or as they call it, Speedy Banks. A first of their kind commercial grade banks that allow companies dealing in cryptos to conduct business the same as any other company. While they may lack physical vaults or drive-through ATMs, Speedy Banks offer cryptocurrency-minded companies a conduit into the real world of finance, providing a level of legitimacy and regulatory certainty that was previously unavailable to them. Now, if the regulation isn't defined, this is a quote from Jeremy Drezal, a guy who moved to Cheyenne from Austin, Texas, a couple months ago. Anyways, he's saying if the regulation isn't defined, then questions can lead to business challenges, legal challenges, or other risks. Wyoming is taking the lead to put the stake in the ground and help drive it. Now, crypto, similar to stocks, and can be wildly volatile and fluctuate in value based on a number of factors, including the limited circulation supply, right? A similar concept to what gold goes through, right? And just a plain old market uncertainty brought on by bad actors, scammers, and security breachers. They do put some warnings here on the article. Again, I do believe it's good that they're having these facilities for crypto companies or companies that accept crypto as a form of payment, giving them these banking tools that will allow them to drive up more adoption. Of course, that's something that we are all looking for, right? We want to get this market going. Everyone that is in crypto is because they believe it has a larger potential And when a state starts to back crypto projects, it could certainly become that new Silicon Valley, but for crypto, right? So again, California, I'm uncertain how they're standing with crypto. I know in general it's kind of like not frowned upon, but it's also not quite regulated, and states are not standing very clear on where they are standing with crypto. But Wyoming coming with this and trying to take advantage of that could certainly put them a step ahead of every other state out there. Anyways, this other one, the IRS is looking into cryptocurrency ATM operators. Now, the IRS is actively looking into potential money laundering and tax evasion issues posed by crypto ATMs. That's what a top official told Bloomberg. Apparently, this article is at Crypto Briefing. Apparently, they got it from Bloomberg. I've exceeded my free articles that I can look at Bloomberg, so I have to pay to get a subscription. So the only way I could get the article was by looking at this guy's Crypto Briefing. Anyways, cryptocurrency ATMs and kiosks allow users to buy and sell cryptos with cash in many locations across the world. If you're into crypto and you probably heard about crypto ATMs, you already knew about this. Anyways, there have been no public cases involving cryptocurrency ATMs to date, but the IRS Criminal Investigation Chief John Fort believes they could enable illicit activity. He noted that the IRS is currently investigating potential compliance issues, especially regarding their operators. Now, if you can walk in, put cash in, and get Bitcoin out, obviously we're interested potentially in the person using the kiosk and what the source of the funds is, but also in the operators of the kiosk. Now, crypto ATMs generally require presenting an ID to trade, as they are required to abide by the same Know Your Customer and anti-money laundering regulations as all other exchange operators. Now, it appears that it's not enough, as Ford believes that some have varying levels of adherence to those guidelines. And again, it could be right that some crypto ATMs are not requiring all the information, are probably not presenting it. If requested, they're probably not coming up and giving all the data that they must give. So again, yeah, an exchange is probably a little bit more regulated, and it would make sense that, how do you know that someone's not going out to a Bitcoin ATM with someone else's ID and requesting to make a transaction or purchasing with that? Give me 1 second, guys. My kid's knocking at the door. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, guys, I'm back. If you follow the channel, you probably know that my wife's out of town. My kid's staying. She took my daughter, and she left our son with me. And he is 4 years old, so he doesn't quite get the concept of I'm busy. Use time to sleep. Don't come knock on the door unless it's an emergency. So he ran out of water, and he came knock on the door, and he can open his thermos, and he just wanted to get more water. So, yeah, sorry guys. Life happens, and usually my wife is the one that puts him to bed, and she's with them while I'm doing the stream. And right now it's just a little bit hectic. That's why I was running a couple minutes late. Also, I had to put him to bed, make sure he brushed his teeth, etc. So it's fun experience. But every time he comes knocking the door, it's like, is it an emergency? Trying to get him into that concept of how and when he should come knock at the door. I told him that he can knock whenever he wants, but usually he should reserve it in case if something more of an emergency. Anyways, I was saying something about the crypto operators. Yeah, they're probably not complying with everything. Exchanges probably comply with a lot more stuff than the ATM operators do. Probably worldwide, right? So probably worldwide, there's some ATMs that don't even require a lot of stuff. Hey, Benny, how's it going, man? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it that you showed up to the stream, man. I know you're busy with school and stuff, and thanks for being here, man. For some reason, my music is not playing out of the desktop, so I have to, pump the audio up a little bit so you can hear at least through the mic or some of it, so it's not as boring when I have those periods of silence. However, when I need to move out of the room to tend to my kid, I have to put it on mute. And sorry about that, guys. Anyways, going on to this, right? There's nothing stopping people from going into an ATM or a crypto ATM with someone else's ID, and even like, you know, put someone else's ID in there, right? Show someone else's ID, and then you're still able to purchase, right? So again, yeah, it could be led to fraud, right? Probably the person purchasing could not be the person that it said it is, and it's probably a much easier process to fool the ATM than it is to fool an exchange, because in an exchange there is a company that is verifying all the data that you present to them. So again, you know, let's wait and see how this keeps on developing. If they come up with something, you'll certainly make a case for the IRS to start going after ATM operators. Let's hope that's not the case in general. So let's move on to the next article. It's for Bitcoin. After that, I have an article for Ethereum, then one for Ripple, and two for Binance, and then we'll move on to the analysis part of the stream, right? So the Swiss-based email ProtonMail has revealed that on November 16, it hasn't cashed any of the Bitcoin it has accepted as payment for its premium service in years. Now, the exchange came about in a tweet from the CCO of digital gift card retailer Bitrefill, urging Bitcoiners to please not put your Bitcoin to work. So he wants people to hodl, basically. This prompted a follower to reply that he had paid his ProtonMail service in Bitcoin, and saying that he was feeling secure and hodl guilty all at once. So, in an attempt to suit the customer's hodl guilt, ProtonMail responded that it would. Sorry, that's coming in. He said that ProtonMail responded that it would hold the Bitcoin on the customer's behalf, noting that it actually doesn't sell the Bitcoin and it hasn't done it for years. Now, ProtonMail also says Bitcoin donations and has thus far received or seen over 200 Bitcoin, so almost $2 million, right, go into its wallets. So that's a lot of money that ProtonMail has been getting. Again, the reason that I'm bringing this up is because hodling is a strategy that is good for some people, but it doesn't fit everyone, right? Right? Because just because an exchange or a receiver of Bitcoin says hodl, I'm hodling the coin, I'm not selling it, that's their business model. Maybe they're getting more by doing that, but for regular users, and hodling does not apply for everyone. You have to find your own trading strategy, guys. Don't go with what other people say. Go with what makes you comfortable when you trade, right? You should have your trade plan. We always talk about that. Have your stop losses, have your take profits, and execute it with discipline. And that's going to keep you from losing money, because you're setting in how much you're willing to lose. At what point you want to take your profit. And like I told you, you can always adjust your take profit level, but you should always also raise your stop loss. You should never lower your stop loss. That's when you decided that you want to get out. But if you see that the price keeps on increasing and it's going to pass that take profit level that you have, you can still increase your take profit and also increase your stop loss, so that it becomes like a second barrier of take profit, right? So you would take profit even lower than when you would set your take profit at. So I'm not sure if I'm getting this through to you guys. Let's say your stop loss, you have it here, right? The price is somewhere around here, and then you take your take profit over here. If the price starts rising, right? Let's say this was your entry point. You would raise your stop loss until it becomes like it's still a stop loss, but it would become like a secondary take profit, that because the price has been rising. Then when it dips and touches your stop loss, that's when you cash out. It probably didn't even reach your take profit, but at least you're securing some of the income that you wanted to take, right? So again, you didn't wait for it to drop back to zero. You lost everything and then even lose a little bit more by that drop. Anyways, again, trade smart. Be conscious of what you're doing when you're trading and analyzing charts or whatever you do, however you decide to trade. Just be smart. Don't get wrecked. Practice safe trading, right? Again, with good ideas, things that many traders have been using for years, and that will keep you safe and make sure you don't get wrecked in this market. Anyways, let's go on to the Ethereum article. Harmony will not support the upcoming Istanbul fork. Istanbul fork is expected to roll out on December the 4th. Right now, there has not been any delays. They did state that if there were going to be any delays, they will notify them, and it will probably get kicked like 4 more weeks. So maybe by January they would launch it. But right now, so far, there's no. They haven't noticed anything. Apparently, all the test nets have gone through, and everything is working fine. So on more recent updates, Ethereum team Baco took to Twitter to elaborate on the developments that took place on the Ethereum core devs meeting number 75 after the release of several versions of Nevermind, Bezu, and Geth, parity version 2.5.10 stable and version 2.6.5 beta. And that was the latest version to be released. Now, the release would add block numbers for the activation of the Istanbul fork on the mainnet along with other updates. Along with the latest version of Parity Aleph 1.7.0 that was also released, which focused on EIPs for the Istanbul fork. Now, while the developers urged the community to update their nodes, Baker revealed that only 16% of the nodes were updated, meaning there's still a lot of nodes that have not updated to the Istanbul fork. So on the testnet, they're good, but it's just, if they don't update it, they're gonna cause like a mismatch, because some, like, you're gonna get to that block where you're supposed to move on to Istanbul, and some will, but then some others won't. So you will end up having it like that hard fork, and then you will have like two Ethereum coins kind of running at the same time. So again, it's probably gonna be messy if not everyone updates. So just be careful with your Ethereum around the December the 4th. We'll try to keep on updating if there's more developments as to how many more nodes have been updated. But this is something that you should keep in mind. Anyways, additionally, Baker revealed that Harmony would not be supporting Istanbul. And in his tweet said that we have also seen an update from Ethereum Harmony to announce that they will stop maintaining their Ethereum 1 client and focus on Ethereum 2.0, and they will not be supporting Istanbul. Now, Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to launch on next year. Not dates have been revealed yet, but it's supposed to be a much better for Ethereum, right? Anyways, Jed McCallum has sold half of the XRP he received, and he's left with 4.5 billion. So this article, I'm not bringing it for any FUD or anything like that. I just believe it's interesting because a lot of people are wondering what he's doing with the XRP that he has. There has been a lot of people that have said that he was dumping that XRP into the market. Let's be honest, he hasn't done it, and we'll do it. We'll cover that on this article. Anyways, on his exit for Ripple on 2013, McCaleb held 9 billion XRP and had signed a contract with Ripple to ensure that no huge XRP dumps would take place. However, there have been allegations that McCaleb selling hordes of XRP, but an active XRP member put those allegations to rest. Now, the member in question is a guy, he goes on Twitter. He goes by, his Twitter handles at Leo Hajiloizu, and it's this guy right here, Leonidas, right? He also has the XRP Arcade website, which has really good articles for XRP. If you guys want to go check them out, they are pretty good. He's really good on what he does. Anyways, he identified accounts used by Ripple to send XRP to McCaleb's XRP selling wallet and chartered out the sales of XRP over time by the co-founder. Anyways, according to their deal, Ripple has control of McCaleb's XRP, and it holds it in 3 distinct accounts, and one account through which is the XRP is sold via Bitstamp, right? Thus, the wallet addresses mentioned by Leonidas are associated with Ripple and indicate a movement of XRP from their wallets to the addresses that sells McCaleb's XRP. So even though the chart reflects similarities between McCaleb's XRP sales and XRP volumes on CoinMarketCap, Leonidas pointed out that a huge percentage of the total volume was fake. Now, the sale of XRP took place according to the deal with Ripple and saw no sale period between January 2019 and June 2019. So there were no McCaleb sales during that time frame, so almost 6 months, indicating that McCaleb's XRP sales have not amounted to a large figure that could cause market instability. Now, they do have graphs in the article. They're down here. And right here, you'll be able to see the wallet addresses. Again, all the links to the articles that we cover are in the description, guys. If you want to check them out while we're talking about them, you're more than welcome to click on them as we discuss them. Anyways, this is just something quick I wanted to talk about, just to put some of those rumors to sleep that there's Ripple being dumped in the market. It's not, right? We already know that Brad Garlinghouse has come out and stated that they're not dumping XRP. They actually kept their promise, and they're only releasing what they need to release to keep the ecosystem growing. Again, XRP, one of the projects with the most use case out there driving real world adoption by banking institutions, right? They're playing, you might say, yeah, Bitcoin will dethrone banking. When? Give me a date when Bitcoin will dethrone banking. But XRP is being smart. They're playing with the guys that hold the money. Right now, banks still hold the money, and XRP are playing ball with them. So again, which bank is Bitcoin playing ball with? Bank of Venezuela by just producing reserves on Bitcoin? Which bank is really Bitcoin operating with? Now, I'm not trying to make an argument pro XRP. I'm just trying to drive a point that Bitcoin is being used as stored value. It was created to be a money transfer system, but it became too slow with faster products like Ripple, XRP hitting the market. Now, Ripple is playing with the money makers, the money holders, right? So, of course, driving real world adoption. Now, Ethereum, it's also good. It drives smart contracts, right? Which, at some point in time, you can also make a blend of an Ethereum smart contract, but the obligation is to be covered with XRP tokens, right? Because they flow faster, etc. So you could do hybrid stuff with the different coins that are out there. It doesn't mean that you have to just be pro a coin, right? If you're holding a coin as an investment, then yeah, you probably want to see that coin grow, and then you'll probably drive stronger arguments for that coin. But again, it really all just depends on your outlook into the market, right? And what you believe will happen in the future, right? So again, we know that Santander is driving a couple more corridors, or wants to start other corridors on Xcurrent. So again, using a Ripple solution, not the only on-demand liquidity, but again, there's nothing stopping them for at some point in time making that jump. And like we stated, man, maybe it's not Ripple's play, but at some point in time, if Ripple doesn't want to run Xcurrent and they just want to run ODL, and all the banks are already used to running at those speeds and at those rates that Ripple can provide them, and Ripple says, man, you know what, forget Xcurrent, man, it's getting too crazy, we want to just focus on ODL, then all those banks that are already integrated into the Ripple flow will probably do the shift into ODL. It could be like a forced move, but again, it's just better for everyone, right? Like we said, Interbank Peru, it's already running, or it's going to start running ODL. And MoneyGram is asking for more corridors to be open. There's already a corridor to Australia with FX, FX Pay or something. I can't remember the name. I think that's the Santander solution. But I can't. We talked about that other in another article, right? That Australian corridor they were opening. Slipped my mind the name of the other company. Anyways, let's move on to the Binance. We don't have news for Litecoin today, so we'll just move on to the Binance part. Binance handles 759 million in trades in its first 50 days. Again, this article is very short. Not much I can take from it except tell you that Binance is off to a decent start since launching at the end of September. According to the exchange's CEO, Catherine Coley, Binance has processed 759 million in trades in its first 50 days. I'll tell you what, that's a lot of money, dude. I don't have that in my pocket right now. I don't have it in my banking account. I wish I did. There's some days I don't make that much money, right? I'm kidding. I'd never make that much money, man. Again, though, it's not a small amount of money that we're talking about, right? That's the point that I want to drive. So again, it's an exchange that just started, but it already has made massive amounts of movement in just 2 months, or less than 2 months, 50 days. So again, Binance is seeing a nice growth. They're playing very aggressive, and we stated yesterday that they were going to give you 30 days free trading if you signed up for Binance US. So again, free trading fees. Yeah, no trading fees for 30 days, right? That's the article we did yesterday. Anyways, Weibo cracks down on Binance and the Tron Foundation. Now, Weibo, it's like the Chinese version of Twitter, just to sum it up, right? And it has blocks account belonging to Binance and the Tron Foundation. There's a ban on domestic trading on cryptocurrencies still. Like, even though they're pro-crypto, pro blockchain, not crypto, because those weren't the words of Xi Jinping. But he just said, we're pro blockchain. And then they came out with videos to educate people on crypto. And once those people learn about, blockchain, once those people learn about blockchain, they're probably going to get into crypto. And then it's going to be a whole nother story, right? But right now, there is a ban on domestic trading still, which could explain why Weibo is banning these companies, right? Anyways, that's it for the news segment. If you have been watching us for a while, you know we usually do news analysis. We're trying to shift things up a little bit. That way, people, if you want to be focused on the news, you can come in and watch the news section first. And then if you want to do the technicals, you can jump to right now. And do the technicals. So right now we have been running for about 27 minutes. So I'll just write that down here so I can like I'll try to index this, man. Right now I'm still trying to get used to running multiple stuff. So index this at minute 28. That's when I'll tell people to jump in for the technicals. Anyways, welcome to the technical section of the stream. If you want to watch the news, you have to go to the beginning of the stream. If you want to catch just this part, then welcome to this part, right? We're gonna look at the market and see what is going on today. Man, market just opened like a couple hours ago, and we were seeing a drop on monies flowing out of the cryptosphere. Yesterday, we had a small gain, 0.30%, from an opening of $224.58 billion, closing at $225.21 billion, a $676.5 million move to the upside. Right now, we're seeing some of that market cap evaporate, sitting at 223.63, or losing $1.58 billion. Sitting at 223.6, right? So let's go to the dominance of Bitcoin, man. What's happening with Bitcoin dominance? Still decreasing, which is good, meaning alts are gaining territory, meaning that everything is becoming more equal. And at some point in time, if everything becomes more equal, the system is more balanced. Everyone is able to hold their own better against Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin will probably still hold the majority of dominance. Even though if it keeps on dropping, some other alts will pick up that slack. And it will probably take a while for Ethereum to overpass Bitcoin in dominance. But, you know, just keep in mind that it is possible that Bitcoin dominance keeps on dropping and everyone else keeps on gaining dominance. And like I said, balancing out the system. What is going on right now? Well, yesterday, Bitcoin lost dominance 0.12% from an opening of 68.28, closing at 68.20, losing 0.09% of market cap, or in a percentage-wise, 12% against the previous day. So, Bitcoin right now opening at 68.21, sitting at 68.22, 68.20. It just moved down. Losing 0.01%, even though this is plus here. You're going from like 21 to 20, you're losing 0.01%. So also moving a 0.01% to the downside. Just keep in mind that this does not update quickly, right? Right now it just bumped to the upside again. It's 22 now. Yeah, now it's showing a 2% or a total 3% increase against the previous day. So again, now it's good. And now it's green. Anyways, that's it for Bitcoin dominance, right? Let's go look into Bitcoin, see what the price is doing, right? Bitcoin sitting at 8,429.97, still within a downsloping channel, still within a wedge that we had traced, right? A fallen wedge, again, being a bullish pattern for Bitcoin. Potentially, usually you break fallen wedges to the upside. It's weird when you drop, when you break them to the downside. So again, right now we just have that going on. This line we traced from way back here. Look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5, 6 touch points. And then the top part we have 1, 2, 3, almost 4, and then we have not run and touched that top part again. Just keep that in mind as you do your trades for Bitcoin. If you see this start moving towards that edge, this edge, right, this upper resistance, there's two ways you can do that, right? One, you pump to the upside and you touch it. The other one, you just keep on moving sideways until you touch it and then you break it. So again, if you moved sideways and you break it, it might just be weaker than if you pump to the upside and then break it with strength, volume, and you might see a much stronger move play out, right? Anyways, let me get that music back on. There we go. Anyways, let's go to the other chart that we usually do for Bitcoin. Still floating within the 8,983 and that 8,437. Yesterday we said we were not going to get that much movement, and look at it. Not much happening. We kind of dropped below that 8,437 for a little bit, going back up, making a spinning top. Usually after your spinning top, next day usually will tell what happens. If this day breaks red and confirms red, then you would expect a sell-off more or less. If this day would break green, then you probably would expect a buy-off, right? Anyways, unless you have another spinning top of some sort, right? Like here you had like sort of a spinning top going on, another spinning top, right, within the session. Right now, this day just started 3 hours ago, so again, not much going on yet. Let's wait and see how this keeps on developing. Your negative momentum still decreasing, and you're sitting low on your RSI at 41.78. Again, neutral, but heading towards that sold area. So let's go into the 4 hour, man, and see what's going on down here. Remember how we said we could do one of these yesterday? Like one of those like nice pumps to the upside. It didn't get to the here where we were expecting. Well, maybe you kind of wicked it here. But again, you're moving to the downside again. What's going on here, man? Well, let's see. 12.92, 18.10, from a high to a low, from a low to a high, creating hidden bearish divergence, price continuation. So again, you could probably expect this price to continue on its trend, and the trend is down sloping, probably why we're seeing this movement to the downside on the 4 hours. So let's go also from here to here. You would also have it, right? You have that hidden bearish divergence on your MACD histogram and on your RSI. Again, having it on both oscillators makes it a little bit stronger of a play. Again, price to the downside, holding that 8,437, sitting at 8,440.79. So again, being a real support, we toyed around with it for a while, have failed to break below it. Right here, we closed one candle below it. Next 1 hour, we made it, right? Bouncing off two supports, the 20, sorry, not the 20 MA. We're sitting below 20 MA right now. We're bouncing off the upper part of the major downsloping channel, right? Being this line here. And the mid part of the more smaller downsloping channel that we're in. Again, we have double support there. So again, potentially while we're also bouncing, we also hit that bottom part of the Bollinger Band, rejecting the lower prices again, trying to run high, hitting that 20 MA, passing it, but again, closing at the 20 MA. So again, the 20 MA giving us some resistance. You kind of broke above it in the next two candles, but then you failed to sustain higher prices and are breaking down right now. Keep an eye out for this. If you go down, again, potentials to the downside, we already talked about them. Potentials to the downside put you touching both the midline of the downsloping channel and the top part of the other larger downsloping channel. You can use both as supports right now. If you break that, then you would probably have the mid part of this smaller downsloping channel incoming as support, and then if you break that, you would have 7,531. Depending on when you break it, is when you will hit this target. So you could go from, let's say, 7,933 all the way to 7,839, right? Just keep an eye out for that, as this could potentially keep on dropping. Again, stuff that could happen. You're not too far off this point. You can make a negative momentum, right? Going lower on that price, lower than this for sure. And you can pump, right? Something else that happened to see this pump to the upside. You might ask, what happened? Well, it's easy. You go from here to here. You're going from here to here. So you're creating bullish divergence, right? On this bottom part, on the 4 hour. And that is what's seeing you play to the upside. Now, one second. Let me see this real quick. 31.45. 31.85. So again, you're slightly also going in here. So you would have that bullish divergence on two Aussie oscillators. That's why you're also pumping to the upside. 1 second, guys. Be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Again, my kid knocking at the door. Anyways, let's get on with the analysis. Like I said, you develop bullish divergence. That's why you pump to the upside right now. We talked about this being a potential. This happened after, after we came off the air for sure. Because this happened at like 22-hour candle. So starting that 22-hour candle to that would be to 2 a.m. I think. Then this will be the 2 a.m. candle. So obviously after we came out of the air. This one would have been when we were like doing the stream, right? We talk about this potentially developing a move to the downside in price. I usually said this on a lot of streams, and it's counterintuitive that you want to see the price go down, but if it helps you create divergence to see a pump, then it's good, right? So anyways, I'm not sure if I mentioned this on Bitcoin or on Ethereum or another one of the coins, but I remember saying that, look, you want this price to go down, create a divergence, see that pump. Usually we have seen this happen before, where you see an impulse down, sort of like weird consolidation, just sideways more or less, not quite upsloping, not quite downsloping, but like the market doesn't really know what it wants to do. And then you see one of these like where you kind of like do a reversal. This reversal wasn't that high, and it is being undone right now with this new 4-hour candle. So again, just keep an eye out for this. We'll look at it in a smaller scale, see where we're at. But on the RSI, you're sitting at 38.62, sitting sold, and positive momentum starting to die out. So let's go into the 1 hour. Again, stuff from the 4 hours keeps on coming back here for some reason, so I'll send that back to the 4-hour chart. This also from the 4-hour chart. Whatever we have here that doesn't make sense, like it's anchored properly, it's from the 4-hour chart. Also from the 4. This is showing from like many scales, man. What the hell? Oh, there we go. There we go. This from the 4 hours as well. Okay, cool. So now that we got rid of all this stuff that probably should be on the 4-hour chart, and we have a much cleaner view of what's going on here, this is probably from the 4 hours as well. We'll get on with the analysis for the 1 hour, right? So what's happening on the 1 hour, man? Look, you can see it here, right? You're going lower. Look at where you're at on your negative momentum. Again, you created that divergence that you needed for that pump to happen. So you're going from here to here. You can even go from like here. Let's take it from that anchor point, right? Where we have this negative momentum island developing. Go from here to here. Right? Also on your RSI, you would also have it. So you'll be going from here to here. Right? So you have bullish divergence developing, seeing you to that pump. That happened at 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., right? That hour time frame. Again, this being the 2 a.m. candle. I was fast asleep. I tell you guys what could happen so you guys can keep track if you want to stay up all night trading. You know my position in Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is below the 200 MA, I'm not holding Bitcoin. I'm bearish on Bitcoin. Not that I wouldn't hold it. I could take advantage of moves like this if I believe they're going to be significant. For example, this dip, I wasn't considering it to go from, what was this? The lowest. 8,371 all the way to 640. Almost a $300 move. From low to high, $262 move. I wasn't considering it, and I wasn't gonna stay up until 2 in the morning just to get a $200 move that I was not gonna take full advantage of because I was not gonna buy a whole Bitcoin. Anyways, it's percentage-wise might be good for some. For me, it was just whatever, man. It wasn't worth my time to stay up at night to take this trade if I was gonna see it happening. Again, I would wait for something that would indicate a much more violent move that I could probably take advantage of. Then I would certainly take a trade, right? Again, at some point in time, these will have to bottom out, and then you have to start that run to the upside. Try to break above that 200 MA again, and if you break above that 200 MA, you can then become bullish on Bitcoin, and then you can take a different position. But right now, I'm being a little bit more cautious on what I do with my Bitcoin, or what I do with Bitcoin. As you know, I'm not holding Bitcoin right now. I'm honest with what I'm holding and what I'm not holding. I'm holding Ripple right now. That's the only coin that I'm holding, and I'm holding it because I do believe in the project long term. And as I told you, I do have a portion of my hodling that I don't touch, and I do have that on XRP. Now, I do have also parts of pockets, let's say, for trading, but those are out of the market right now. Anyways, let's see what's going on here, man. Higher high, lower high. No divergence from here to here. Divergence from the previous island. Let's look at this. Low, what was this? 8.29, 966, again higher. So no divergence from here to here. Probably breaking down from something more major. Again, this I wouldn't consider. I mean, you do have this developed, right? This small negative island that developed here, negative momentum island. So I wouldn't dismiss this as a valid island. However, if you wanted to see anything else developing, we'll probably have to come down here. 12.65. 9. Again, still lower than here. So high, lower positive momentum. I'm not seeing any kind of divergence that would have indicated this move to the downside. Still trying to figure out why this is selling off right now. Let's see on the RSI. Maybe I'm missing something here, man. Low, higher, lower. Nope. Okay, so cool. You would have that move on your RSI. Okay. So that divergence, right, from here where I said I couldn't locate it, it's not happening on the MACD histogram. It's happening on the RSI, right? You can even trace it to this point or this point. It's slightly higher. Again, so you will be going in on that top part, right? You'll be going in on this other top part up here on the price. Again, creating divergence. That would be hidden bearish divergence, price continuation, like we had on the 1 hour, on the daily, sorry. Or was it on the daily or the 4 hour? I think it was on the 4 hour. And we said, look, man, this is what's probably breaking it down. You're continuing in a downtrend. And again, price moving to the downside. Sorry, guys, I haven't been looking at chat too much right now, but didn't even notice. Okay, you share great content. I think, yeah, bro. Thanks, man. We try to like be neutral and promote safe trading and not FOMO and no FUD. Really, when you have a trading plan, you notice that you're more in control of your emotions because you execute what you said you were gonna do, and you don't let emotions take over. Because when you when you let your emotions take over, you get wrecked, man. You don't want to trade with emotions. You trade with a plan. You trade with logic. Again, I think I talked about this in a stream earlier, right? We said you had like a couple parts to your brain, right? If you want to say it, you have your parts of instinct, right? When it's a time of like fight or flight kind of stuff, or like a move or get hit by a car, that kind of instinct. It's like, let's say your reptilian brain, right? The oldest brain that you have, the thing that you have as a kid. When you're a baby, right, that your logic and your emotional brain still not developed yet. You're just acting on instinct, right? That's why you have all these instinct moves as a baby that you cannot control because you're not fully in control of your body yet, right? Anyways, that's the instinct part, right? Then you have your emotional part of the brain, and then you have your logic part of the brain, and those are usually in the same context, right? The more logical you think, the less emotional you are. But the more emotional you get, the logic goes out the window, and then you make bad decisions. So when you trade, try to trade with the logic part of your brain. Set up a plan, execute it. Stop losses stop you from taking drops and then like being like, oh man, I should have gone out there, but man, maybe I should stay for a little bit longer, and maybe it will recover and I'll be better off if I just stay a little bit longer. And then it drops again and you're like, oh man, but now it has to recover because it dropped twice, so now third time's the charm. And you stick there and you're not executing your plan, and you're getting wrecked, and you're taking losses that you shouldn't be taking because you should have used your plan and you should have stick to your logic, right? Anyways, don't get emotional when trading. I remember, Benny, I think the first time you came in here, it was one of the times that Bitcoin was dropping. You're telling me you're so calm. And, yeah, man, I have a plan. That's why I'm calm when I trade. I don't just go in and wait for stuff to happen and hope that magically things will go up or down. So again, you guys do your own way of trading, right? I mean, I cannot tell you how to trade. If it would be a suggestion, it would just be to make a trading plan. Again, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'll point out different outputs on the market, and then you could do it with whatever one you feel is probably going to play out. Right now, you're starting to bounce a little bit. You don't have, you do have divergence. You have hidden bullish, sorry. Slightly higher there. Even though this island's still not done, you're diverging on the bottom part, right? You're separating from the price and the oscillator. You don't quite have it on the RSI, and the RSI you're still lower. But again, you have it on the MACD histogram, divergence, price action, continuation. So it could be another pump. It's bullish, right? So it could be another small pump coming in. I would have expected this to go a little bit lower than this, or at least this low. It wouldn't have worked out right now because you are creating a much larger negative momentum island. But if you neutralize it for a little bit and then drop a little bit to this low, you can create another divergence and potentially see a nice pump to the upside, right? Anyways, that's it for Bitcoin. I'll leave it as it is. We already talked about potentials for today, so let's go on to Ethereum. Ethereum is sitting at 8.87 on the, I have different data points now. Total market cap for Ethereum, 8.86. Okay, cool. I just updated. So, okay, yesterday you had let me go to the daily because there we go. Yesterday, Ethereum gained dominance 0.54%. Right now, gaining a little bit of dominance 0.03%. Like I said, sitting at 8.87% off market cap. Again, is it good? Is it bad? It depends on what you want Ethereum to do long term. If you want Ethereum to dominate a little bit more, then yeah. If you want balance in the ecosystem, then yeah, it's good. But if you just want Bitcoin to dominate, then it's probably bad for you, right? Anyways, that's it. On the market cap for Ethereum, 8.87. Again, anything above 8 is usually good for Ethereum. Let's go into Ethereum to dollar trade on Bitstamp. Now it's sitting at $183.25. Where are we at? Well, as you can see, we are tightening on that Bollinger Band, right? We're seeing movement from the upper band starting to come in. The bottom band slightly coming in, very slightly. But again, two of those bands starting to tighten, right? So again, when volatility leaves the market, you have areas of opportunity to make really good profits because you expect wild movements to happen. So again, right now the volatility leaving doesn't say if it's going to go up or down. We have to look for other indicators that would tell us where the market wants to go. Now, you're sitting below at 20 MA. You broke out of this symmetrical triangle that you had from the upsloping channel and the downsloping channel. Again, right now you're still in the downsloping channel. You were never able to break out of it, but still in that upper half of that downsloping channel, right? So let's go look at smaller stuff and see what is going on. Do we have a negative here? No. Negative here? Yes. Lower, more negative momentum, less negative momentum. Again, less negative momentum, higher, lower price, right? So you're having a lower high than the previous one. So nothing going on there. Also nothing on the RSI that we can call out right now. So if anything, you had 2 positive days. Right now you're seeing a little bit of a retrace on that price. So let's see what happens here. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 49.62. Yeah, 49.62. So again, day it's been slow for trading, right? The weekend wasn't that much going on. Anyways, let's go into 4 hours. On the 4 hours, let's see what we're doing here, man. I think we do. Yeah, obviously we do, man. So from here to here, same thing that happened with Bitcoin, right? Going down, you're going in. So you have divergence. You don't have it on the RSI. You just have it on the MAC, the histogram. Now you have bullish divergence develop. Price action to the upside. You see it play out. Kind of tanked a little bit. Something on the 1 hour that I probably missed yesterday. That's seeing us pump to the upside, right? I'm not sure why I didn't call this. Maybe I had called this and I tossed it to the 1 hour. I mean, I'm not sure. With these charts and all this movement of the Notorious XRP has subscribed to the channel. Thank you for being here, man. Yeah, what's up, bro? How's it going? Awesome. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. If you're watching what we're doing, we're just gonna jump into the after I finish Ethereum, I'll jump into the XRP analysis. We just finished covering news, etc. So thanks for being here, man. I do appreciate it, and thanks for watching. Like I said, dude, Ethereum again. You had that divergence. I'm not sure why I hadn't called it out. Maybe I missed it and I hadn't seen it, or maybe I traced it and then I just kicked the line somewhere else, right? Anyways, right now we're moving up. We had divergence, pumped to the downside. We probably created something here on the 1 hour that's helping us pump. If not, we're just pumping because Bitcoin's probably pumping. Something that worries me on the more short term is that from this positive island to here, you're creating hidden bearish divergence. Price continuation. Again, you're in a more major downtrend on Ethereum, right? So again, price continuation would potentially be to the downside. Just keep that in mind as you do your setups for trades. Also, you would have that going on the RSI. Again, RSI on the 4 hour sitting neutral, 49.50. So let's go into the 1 hour. What's happening on the 1 hour, man? Let's see. We had divergence here. We called it out yesterday. We had price action to the downside. Lo and behold, we kept on dropping. That's fine. Now we started to pump. We don't have that divergence that we had, but guess who had it on this time frame, right? We're looking at that November 15th, 8 a.m. to that November 17th, 1 a.m. Who developed that divergence, right? November 16th, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., right? That time frame we were talking about to 2 a.m. Bitcoin developed that divergence again, and Bitcoin pumped, and Bitcoin helped all the market pump, not just Ethereum. Ripple also didn't develop that divergence, and it still pumped because Bitcoin started to pump. Now, if you guys follow this, you know I'm neutral as I can, but you know my position on Ripple, and you know I like Ripple, and I hold Ripple, and I hold it long term. But I have to be honest when I do my analysis. So if I tell you that this is pumping because Bitcoin pumped, that's what happened, guys, because you'll see that we don't have that divergence in Ripple. Anyways, high, lower high, you're not creating divergence. Let's see, from here to here, you also have some sort of divergence, right? From this previous island, here you had slanted divergence that played out. So let's see. 34, 33, 32, yeah. Very, very slight. This is slightly higher. So if anything, you would be going sideways. And here you would be going upwards, right? So you would be creating like weak divergence, weak bearish divergence, price action to the downside. You're seeing it play out. that would be about it because you don't have it on the RSI. You just have it on the MACD histogram. So let's go on to Ripple now. Ripple, what is Ripple sitting at? Let's do market cap. Ripple yesterday gaining a little market cap, 0.16%. Right now losing market cap, 0.65%. Again, Ripple above 5% is good. Ripple sitting at 5.02. I don't want to see Ripple drop below 5% market cap. It just makes it so much more susceptible to Bitcoin moves. But again, above 5, I'm happy with it. 5.03 right now. So again, the day just started a couple hours ago. So let's see how it keeps on developing. Let's go into the Ripple to the dollar chart. What's happening? Well, since we're starting to do another move to the downside. Oh man, we're winning this range still of the 26,692 and the 24,629. Right? Yeah. Thanks, Benny. Thanks for the vote of confidence, man. I appreciate it. We're seeing below at 20 MA. We're seeing Bollinger Band start to move to the downside, not contraction. If you notice, this is curving in, and this is still moving out. So they're both just shifting directions. Not the best looking for Ripple right now. But again, we have some sort of consolidation going on after this impulse down. We'll try to figure out what it is when we look at a shorter time frame. That negative momentum is starting to die out, which is good, meaning that if this new day still moves down a little bit, right now you would be creating sort of hidden, not hidden, you would be creating like a, what would this be, man? This would be type 2, class B, like medium, medium bullish divergence, right? Where it's sitting at right now, the day still has to develop, but right now you're sitting at the same price that you have back here. So you'll be going straight on the price, slightly in on that negative momentum, creating that convergence on the bottom part, giving you that you should pump. However, like I said, this is still developing. Has not yet developed. This can still go lower. This could still drop somewhere around here, right? And you can still have divergence. Let's just wait for the day to keep on developing. Again, keep an eye out for it. It is a potential that could happen. Sitting low on the RSI at 37.14 being sold. Again, sitting on that sold area, you do want to tend to go back to that neutral zone. The ways you do it, we've talked about them. You keep on moving sideways and you slowly reset that oscillator. Or you just like pump to the upside and then you just get there quicker, right? Again, that's it for Ripple on the daily. Again, I wish I could have better news for Ripple, but you're just range bound right now. And like I said, you're probably finding some resistance or support around this area that we manufacture in the shorter term, right? From August the 14th until now, we were within this range a while back, right? So we have some areas that we could probably find as support. I haven't traced them yet because, like I said, the older support that we had traced and the one we have been using is this one. I think it was actually from the 27,911 all the way to the 24,692, and I traced this 26,692 I think a couple days ago, because it was there and it was valid and we were holding it, and then we were rejecting it at that area, and look, man, we almost touched it and rejected higher prices. So again, just watch out for Ripple. Let's see in a shorter scale if we can get better news. So let's go into the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, what's happening? Well, this is probably staying here from the daily, man. Yeah, it's staying from the daily. Again, stuff not staying where it's supposed to stay. Been having just problems with trading view for a while. Anyways, we had this sort of triangle developing. We had a reversal, try to move to the upside. We didn't hit that measure move. Right now we're curving down. So I'm going to get rid of this stuff here. What's going on? Positive momentum. High, higher high, more positive momentum. So no divergence there. Oh, same thing that we have with the other ones, right? So you're going from this high to this new high, which is a lower high. When you're going here on the momentum to a higher momentum, right? More positive momentum. Again, creating hidden bearish divergence. Price continuation, you are within a downtrend. Again, impulse down, downsloping consolidation is usually bullish, but this is getting too far to be just downsloping consolidation. You're just starting to move sideways right now in the past 4-hour candles, meaning that you're getting tired of that movement to the downside. Again, this could be an area of rest before you either go down again or an area of rest before you actually start to retrace and start to pump to the upside. Let's wait for confirmation of some divergence on the bottom part so that we can see where the market is going to go. Now, we're really, really close to this low here, this negative momentum. So if this was still to go down a little bit more, it would create a very tiny island of negative momentum, potentially, right? And you would create bullish divergence that might see you pump more violently. And that's usually what you want to see. You want to see that violent move to the upside. Now, let's see, that is breaking you down. I don't have anything here that would break you up. So let's go into the 1 hour, man. Sorry, in the 4 hour I didn't say. You're sitting also sold on the RSI at 39.11. So let's go into the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, you're sitting sold at 36.22. You're moving to the downside right now. Not the best. I want to look at something on the Heiken and sheet candles, see where the trend is. The trend is still negative. No signs of it dying out and trying to turn to the upside. So let's go to regular candles again. Some below at 20 MA. Volatility opening on the Bollinger Bands. Negative momentum still building up. Again, if anything right now, you would be developing hidden. This is still developing, so just keep it in mind, right? You'll be developing hidden. I'll take it to this one, man, because this one is developing, so I'll close it here. And you would also have it here. Hidden bullish divergence. Price continuation. It is bullish. You are sort of upsloping. So if you wanted to see this in a channel for you to be able to see it easier in your homes, you'll be going like this, right? So that would be your channel, right? It's upsloping. So again, you're sort of within an upsloping trend. So that hidden bullish divergence could potentially see the price action slightly move to the upside. Stuff that can happen. You can hit this mid part of the downsloping channel, face it as resistance, try to break down. Then you probably run to the upside, hit that 20 MA, and that mid part of this upsloping channel. It's not a valid upsloping channel, right? Even though we have used it as support, maybe I ended up tracing a really valid upsloping channel just on an example, because I'm ignoring some data point though. So if I would have to consider this, and then probably gonna have to go there. So it's not a valid upsloping channel. I just wanted to show you that the trend was mainly upsloping for this example, right? So again, this potential divergence could potentially see your pump to the upside. Again, you have immediate resistance at the mid part of the channel, then the 20 MA, then the upper part of the Bollinger Bands, then that 26,692, and we really want to get above that level. We really want to get above the 27,911, man. That's where we want to be above, because then we're playing again within that range of hitting and running towards that 30-cent mark. And that's what you really want to see with Ripple, right? You don't want to see this going down to that 25-cent mark again. Anyways, that hidden bullish divergence could potentially see price action to the upside right now, immediate, or sort of immediate, depending on how much this keeps on developing. Just keep in mind that this candle, it's still more negative and it's still developing. You would create that divergence so long as you don't pass this price level, right? This line that I just traced, that would be the 25.92. And you also don't pass, well, it don't matter how low you go here, to be honest, because so long as you stay above this, you would create that divergence that you need, that hidden bullish divergence to see this pump. Anyways, leave it here where it's at right now. And let's go into the, this is a 1 hour, man. See, same thing that happened with Ethereum, right? We had this move to the downside around November the 15th, around 9 a.m., right? And then we had this nice pump to the upside at 2 a.m. today. And look, man, the only one that has that divergence developed is Bitcoin, right? So from here, right? From here, that's 8 a.m. area to that November the 17th, 2 a.m. Remember, Bitcoin is the only one that developed that divergence. Ripple pumped thanks to Bitcoin, not because of its own merit. So again, I am pro Ripple. I like Ripple. You guys know my stance on Ripple. But I do have to be as fair as I can on this channel, because the whole purpose of this channel is no FUD, no FOMO, and no moon boy mentality. So again, I am pro Ripple. I'm pro crypto. I like Ripple a little bit better than some other coins. But here I do have to be as neutral as possible. However, you guys know my stance on Ripple. So again, that's it for Ripple on the 1 hour. So let's go into, let's see what other coin, Litecoin, right? We haven't done Litecoin, so let's go look at Litecoin real quick. One of the least favorite projects that I have, but again, one of the projects that I also have to analyze, because Litecoin is one of those projects that is of the top 5 recommended by the Bank of Japan, right? Do I mean XRP? Yeah, I mean XRP, man. Thanks. I say Ripple XRP. Sometimes I use them interchangeably. I shouldn't, though, because it generates confusion. But yeah, XRP is one of the coins that I'm hodling, actually. And I've talked about this earlier. I'm not holding any other coin right now except for Ripple, and I'm holding it because I do believe in the project long term, and I like what they're doing. But again, in this channel, I do have to be as neutral as I can on my point of view to all the projects, and that's why, even though I don't like Litecoin, I do analyze it with the same intensity that I want to analyze any other coin, right? That was fast, yeah. Anyways, what is happening with Litecoin? Litecoin on the daily, man. Litecoin yesterday gaining dominance 1.32% right now, losing a little bit, 0.26, sitting at 1.67% of market cap. What is happening with Litecoin to the dollar on Coinbase? It's sitting at $58.79. In this other exchange, Bitfinex, it's sitting at $59.08. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We're here daily, man. So if you want to join us, then you can join us here for daily news, dude. Well, we already covered some Ripple articles. I think it was just one Ripple article that we covered today. Litecoin is still up 2 times from December. Yeah, but on what, man? They don't even have money to run the foundation. They're running out of funds. Their creator, Charlie Lee, sold his position. He's promoting the coin, but he's not really holding it. So how can you believe in a salesman or of a CEO of a company that doesn't believe in its own product, right? So again, him not holding it, for me, it sends that message. That's why I don't like the project very much. But again, I will analyze it just like I would analyze any other coin. Anyways, like I said, sitting at $58.78. Price action sitting above that 50% line, sitting below the 20 MA. The 50% line of the upsloping channel, sitting below the 20 MA. Volatility slightly open on the Bollinger Bands. No signs of contraction yet. Negative momentum still developing. However, it's slightly less than we had here. Here was 0.43 negative, 0.41 negative. You would be slightly going in. You are also going higher here on that negative price. So no divergence developing. Also nothing developing on the RSI. Sitting at 48.29. So again, very, very neutral on the RSI. So that would be it for this, man, on the daily. Nothing here that I can call out, unfortunately. From here to here, we already called it as hidden. Sorry, this is one of the charts that is the messiest. Because I've cleaned it a couple times, and stuff is not saying where it's supposed to, right? Here, we had it here yesterday, so I'll adjust where it's at right now. And we're still creating that hidden bullish price continuation. We're starting to see that pump to the upside, right? We said we might get it today. So we've seen it play out for the last 2 days, right? Anyways, let's go into the 4 hours. What's happening on the 4 hours, man? We had divergence, right? Bullish, price action to the upside. We've seen it play out. Here, you didn't develop that second divergence again. You just kept on running. Probably you had a lot of impulse coming in from this previous bullish divergence, but also Bitcoin running to the upside at this time frame. Litecoin still, he was smart to sell. Yeah, he was probably smart to sell, man. But again, it doesn't give you a lot of confidence when imagine like everyone in Ripple coming out and selling all their XRP. It wouldn't give you any confidence in the project. And imagine everyone in Ethereum coming out and selling their ETH. It wouldn't give you any confidence in the project, right? So that's why I'm not confident with Litecoin, and I'm not holding any Litecoin, and I don't plan on holding any Litecoin short term, man. That's my view on it, though. Anyways, what's happening? Well, let's see. From here to here, creating divergence as well, a hidden bearish. So you'll be going from this high, from this high, all the way to this high. Creating more of that momentum, right? So creating that hidden bearish divergence, price continuation. You are within a major downtrend in a smaller uptrend, so it has more potential to play to the downside. You're breaking down a little bit on that hidden bearish divergence. You had this bullish divergence. It was nicely played out, right? We saw it run. This was Bitcoin's doing because this was dying out. You faced that 20 MA, you failed to break above it, had that resistance from this potential falling wedge that we had talked about. Now you broke it, but you're not seeing that falling wedge move that you should see, which is usually a measure move from the low to the high. So again, you created that divergence breaking down right now. About to bounce off that mid part of the channel, twice. Positive momentum dying out. So again, this is Bitcoin's pump, not Litecoin's merit. Bitcoin did it on its own. We had this on Litecoin. See, we had talked about coming down here, even maybe moving lower here. See, that's where I had this line here. And this line here, I can say you come down here, touch it, create steel divergence, and then pump to the upside. Litecoin didn't do it, but Bitcoin did it. I knew I mentioned it in one of the coins, and I should try to mention it for all the ones that could play out, but this one didn't happen. Again, I said if this doesn't happen, then you're just going with the market. So we'll erase it because nothing happened there, right? But it was one of those potentials that could have played out last night because you had bearish divergence that was going to break you down. But again, you could have still gone down farther. But Bitcoin pumping at this time frame help you pump again. So just remember, this, you'd had nothing to negate this bearish divergence. This continuation should have kept on going down, at least until you would have hit that divergence and probably pumped. But here, Bitcoin came in and saved Litecoin. Anyways, on the shorter time frame, you're going higher on your price, lower on your RSI, on your MACD histogram. And let's see on the other side, it's a little bit tight. 67.21, 66.81, so slightly lower still. So you're having bearish divergence, price action to the downside. You're seeing that play out right now. Nothing bullish to suggest that you would pump to the upside. If anything, the only thing that you have is hidden bullish divergence. Not a very strong bullish indicator. It just means price continuation. And again, price continuation can mean anything right now. You're in a more major downtrend. That could be your price continuation, downsloping. You're in a smaller uptrend, price continuation, upsloping, but you're facing resistance at the 20 MA. So again, let's wait and see how this keeps on developing for Litecoin. Moves to the upside, you already know. You probably break that mid part of the channel, phase of 20 MA, upper part of the Bollinger Bands. If you break that, then, upper part of the upsloping channel. And then if you break that, the upper part of the downsloping channel. Movements to the downside will place you hitting that bottom part of the downsloping channel. First of all, the bottom part of the Bollinger Band. Then the upsloping line of the bottom line of the upsloping channel. Sorry, got tongue twisted there. Being your support. If you break that support, then you'll see the mid part of the more major downsloping channel. And then from there on, probably all hell would break loose because you will be trading around $48, $44. And we'll see where it goes from there. Anyways, let's move on to Binance. Now, if you guys have any comments, you can put them on the chat. Any requests for coins, any stuff that you want to discuss more in detail. We're really friendly, man. The whole point of doing the live stream is that you guys can interact with me. And we can certainly discuss and talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. And I'll give you my honest stance on whatever I can see, right? Anyways, I don't do analysis of market cap. I don't believe in it. It's just very subjective. But if anything, you would be developing a bearish divergence on your dominance, right? That's why you're seeing that move to the downside. Again, yesterday you lost dominance. 0.21% right now, losing 1.06% of market cap on Binance. Sitting at 1.38% of market cap. So where's Binance sitting at? $19.87. You're seeing some of that move to the downside because we also had divergence here. Sorry if it looks too cluttered, man. I've tried to clean these charts a couple times. They just don't want to stay where they're supposed to, right? So I'll probably check this out, make sure it's staying on the daily. See, here it says it stays on the daily. So from here to here, you have that divergence that I was talking about, right? Bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We called it out, I think, that day when it happened. You're seeing that price action to the downside play out, right? Creating negative momentum, more negative momentum than this low. So right now, you would be creating hidden bullish divergence to where you're at right now. That will usually mean price continuation. Again, you're within a smaller uptrend. I'll do the analysis on this chart right now because it's just cleaner. And then you'll see that probably a lot of this stuff we already had traced on the other one. So let me just draw these lines real quick, right? So there, and there. It doesn't matter if we're breaking out of that channel. All I want to do is show that we are within an upsloping channel. That's it. That's the channel that we're in. We're upsloping. So again, this hidden bullish could potentially be price action to the upside. So see, we have it here as well, that upsloping channel. That divergence we had called also this hidden bullish yesterday. I'll adjust it to today because it's still developing. So again, negative momentum still developing. It can still go on until you get to this low, this price, sorry. And if you get to this price and make a lower price, then you're not going to do that. Breaking Dev, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. I hadn't seen you before. TradingView, yes, I'm using TradingView, man. And I'm having trouble with stuff staying where it's supposed to. Like, this is from the 4 hour or the 1 hour. It just keeps coming back, and I've changed this every day, man. And it just doesn't stay there. Anyways, we have this divergence again, like I said. Potential price continuation right now on your larger divergence here. You had bearish price action to the downside. Here you can see a U-turn potentially and probably pump a little bit. Or you can still drop a little bit more, right? Like I said, on the price, you're still developing this negative momentum. This is still developing. So long as you don't pass probably the low of this. Let's see, what was the opening? 1952. So if you don't pass 1952.6, you'll probably be good. So somewhere on this area. Right, you will create that hidden bear bullish that would potentially see you have a small pump to the upside. If you were to move to the upside, immediate resistance at the 20 MA, then the upper part of the Bollinger Bands. Remember, on Binance right now, you do have tightness of the Bollinger Bands that usually comes with a large market move, or not large, let's say violent market move. When volatility leaves the market, we have those explosive moves. Here you'll see we had a small tightness of the Bollinger Bands, even wider than where we're at right now. Look at that nasty drop that we took. Other tightness that we've seen, probably back here we saw some tightness. So here, back here we saw some tightness, right? Back here, we've seen some tightness. We saw a tightness for a while back here, and we exploded to the upside, right? So again, volatility does not tell us where we're going to explode to, but we just look at it to see if we're going to get a violent move or not, and when more or less we can expect it. So it could happen anytime soon. We could still channel a little bit more, but again, it should be expected that from this tightness we could get a violent move. That's what I want to point out. Again, this bullish divergence would suggest a price move to the upside right now. This more major one that we had, the strong bearish divergence, could still break us to the downside, right? Sitting neutral on the RSI, I'm pretty sure I already called it, but sitting at 49.47. Let's go into the 4 hour. At the 4 hour, sitting below at 20 MA, Bollinger Band starting to come back in a little bit, tightening, right? You see this top part coming in, bottom part going in as well. You're going a lower low, right, than your previous low, or more or less that same price level. So you're creating divergence, bullish. That would mean price action to the upside would be a little bit congruent with what we've seen before. Anyways, this happened at 6 a.m. today, sorry, the 15th. Sure, so a couple days ago. So until last night, after the stream, we created this, right? We had divergence, same as Bitcoin, right? So we're going in here. You have slant divergence, bullish, price action to the upside. You see that pump. And this looks a little bit more like Bitcoin than Litecoin, Ethereum, and XRP, right? Those three coins didn't develop this divergence, pumped because Bitcoin pumped. Binance pumping because it developed that divergence as well. So again, bullish divergence. Right now, on this price, you would be having also that divergence develop. So from here to here or here, you have that second divergence develop. You would also have it on the RSI, sorry. You don't have it on the first part, but on the second part, you do have it, right? You're also going in. So again, this hour candle still developing. So I'll just trace it to this one, the previous one, 4 hour candle, and the previous 4 hour anchor point right there. This would usually mean price action to the upside. You're also bouncing on this bottom part of the upsloping channel. So right now, if you were to move to the upside, immediate resistance at the 20 MA. If you break that, you probably face resistance at the top of the Bollinger Bands. But keep in mind that if you start pumping to the upside, this upper part of the Bollinger Bands will move as well. If you break that, mid part of the upsloping channel would be your next resistance. And after that, the top part of the upsloping channel. Let's see on the other chart. We would have resistance also at that 236 at 21.30. It's a fifth retrace node that we had. So again, it's a potential that we would have also the upsloping channel here. We broke out of this upsloping channel on this chart, and we held it for a while. So again, it's a valid, it's going to be valid resistance that we might hit. Just keep it in mind. This is the real Binance coin to US dollar. The other one is to USDC. So again, a little bit different charts that we look at, different anchor points. We get a little bit different data points to look at, right? And that's something that you have to consider. You have to look at different charts, different exchanges if possible, to see what is going on. So let's see what else is happening here, man. So we've talked about this, right? Let's go into the 1 hour. Sorry, this is the other chart that we should look at. I'll just trace this one because we're more or less there. Someone else subbed. Thanks for subscribing, Jennifer McBee. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. What's up? How's it going? I'm not sure if that Barney Stinson noise is annoying, but I kind of liked it. I used to like How I Met Your Mother. But that's not Barney's What's Up. That's the What's Up from scary movies, where they go, "What's that?" You know. I couldn't find the What's Up from Barney Stinson. That's a funny one. Anyways, you're seeing that divergence again, potential price action to the upside. Let's wait and see how this keeps on developing, right? So let's go into the 1 hour. That's where I wanted to go to now. So on the 1 hour, we're seeing a slight opening of the Bollinger Bands expansion. Again, volatility open there. Sitting below at 20 MA. Negative momentum still building right now. Low on the RSI, sitting at 36.96. Again, sold. Let's see if we have something going on here, man. Slightly lower, slightly higher. So no divergence from here to here. On the larger frame, this is from the 4 hour. No, this is from here. We were developing here some sort of divergence. I said we could keep on building on it. We kind of pumped a little bit. See, here we had a positive momentum still. So I said we have not developed that negative island. This was happening yesterday during the stream because this was yesterday at 22 hours. So right when the new candle was developing. Look at this. Here we have a negative momentum island. Then we would have shifted our anchor to here, right? I told you when I'm not live, I do this so that you guys know what's going on and you can probably do it as well, right? So anyways, Let me see what this was at here on the RSI. 35.24. 33, you don't have it on the RSI. You don't have this divergence. On the RSI, you just have it on the MACD histogram. And again, I would have to like shift this so you guys are able to see it a little bit better. Sorry, guys, trading view sometimes like skews things a little bit and it makes it harder to see. So you're going slightly in, less negative momentum building. You're going lower in your price action to the upside. Again, same stuff that happened with Bitcoin, right? This was around 1, 2 in the morning. Same time that Bitcoin started to pump. So again, you know, we saw that move to the upside. Anyways, right now what I'm worried is about the stuff that's happening on the top part, the bullish stuff that could develop. Because from here to here, we're going slightly in. If anything, here you're going in on that price, right? Slightly. You're moving obviously out. So you're creating hidden bullish divergence. That would mean price action to continuation. So continuation could be that you're in an uptrend, like I said, and potentially move to the upside. I wouldn't put too much weight on this hidden bullish. I would look more for stuff back here, and we don't seem to have any kind of bearish divergence. Let me see this real quick. 419654741. So yeah, this is slightly lower than this. You'll be going slightly higher. And from here, let's say from here to here, you're definitely going lower. So again, you're creating hidden bearish divergence, price continuation. Again, your major trend, or your major trend right now, not your major trend, your more close trend, it's down sloping. So you're seeing that move to the downside again. It's bearish, hidden bearish, continuation, but still bearish. Right now, you're creating hidden bullish. Again, we might see a sort of a small pump to the upside. Again, this is still developing. Just keep in mind that this bar is still going on, has not confirmed close yet. This could still go even lower, right? And if it goes lower than whatever this price is at, let me see this closing. This opening was, sorry, the closing of this one was 1986, and this is sitting at 1986.8. So again, very, very close to being almost at this closing. So if you are there, you would negate that hidden bullish, right? So again, you're sitting very, very close to negating it. All I'm just saying is that right now you are kind of making it, right? Until right now, it could still die out. That's the whole point about calling stuff live as it develops, right? Like I said, it's always easy to go back and tell like, oh man, well this happened and that's why this happened and then this is why that happened, right? Yeah, going back and look at everything in retrospect is just much easier. Looking at stuff as it's happening and telling you, well, this is what could happen and this is what could develop if this happens and that happens, and then I give you the options that so that when we're offline, you guys can make the calls, right? You know what's going to happen. So again, like I said, right now, if you drop below that price, you'll probably negate that divergence. And right now, you're very, very close to sitting at that price. So I'll leave it out here just so we know we talked about it. But again, it's a high potential that you break it and you don't make it, right? So if you drop that, you would just be going with the market. You would still have a chance of making, of kind of making it on the RSI, right? On the RSI, if anything, you would be going from like this point to this point, right? And then you could probably go down a little bit here, right, on the price, and you will be creating a bullish divergence against the RSI. That is a possibility. You won't have it on the MACD histogram, but you could potentially make it against the RSI, and that could also see you pump to the upside. Again, guys, that's gonna be it for Binance. So we run through the market. We just finished market analysis of the regular stream, the regular stuff that we do on this segment. We cover news in the first half hour or so, or a bit longer, depending on how many articles we go through. Right now, we cover market analysis. So we're open for requests. If you guys want to look at anything crypto-related, non-crypto-related, market-related, news, whatever, right now it's a point where you can bring it out and we can discuss them and certainly go look at them. So let me know if you guys want to look at certain things. And if you like what we do, you know what to do, right? You comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. Again, some of you might be your first time with us, and I appreciate it. And if you subscribe to the channel, I do appreciate it a lot. You guys keep us coming back. You know that, right? We come back because you have us come back. Okay, so you want to look at ICX against the USD Tether on Binance? Sure, Benny, we'll look at that. ICX, USDT. Let me see which one's Binance. I'm not finding that. Um, yeah, here we go. Awesome. Okay, so this is icon to tether on Binance, right? That's what you want to see. You sold at 0.7,000 sats. Oh, sorry, US. Sorry, 17 cents. Awesome, bro. Can I comment on XDCE? Sure, XDCE. I'll look at that right after I finish ICX, Jennifer. Thanks for bringing that one out. XDCE. Cool. So, okay, cool. Let's see this, man. Let's look at it on the daily first and see what's going on in the macro picture, right? Okay, so just like everyone else, right? From you're developing some sort of divergence. We haven't looked at this on this chart. I'm pretty sure we have looked at ICX against the USD on another chart, Benny, before for you also. So we kind of had this chart. So okay, so like I said, going back and doing stuff, it just makes it easy, right? It's hard doing it spot on. So okay, you had divergence, pump to the upside. I'm trying to figure out what's happening because I don't look at this chart usually that often, right? So high, low, again, higher, low, again. So more positive momentum, more positive momentum. Don't have anything here. Not sure why you're breaking down here. Seen a breakdown, and then you're starting to pump. Where is it? 11, 12. Okay. So from here to here, you're slightly opening up, right? And from here to here, you're definitely going in. You're getting hidden bullish divergence, price continuation. Again, that's where you're probably seeing this small pump to the upside in the past 3 days. Breaking out of that 20 MA with volatility stagnant. Actually, you have not moved on the top. That bottom seems like you kind of not really neutralizing it, but just channeling a little bit within that within the Bollinger Bands. Again, you're seeing that move to the upside again. Here to here, you're also going lower. So again, you would... Oh, snap. No. This is way far below. So sorry about this. Get rid of that. So I'm trying to look at the top part real quick. So this would be 23, 29, 36. Again, you don't have any kind of divergence here that would indicate for you to break down like you did here. Maybe Bitcoin broke down and brought you down with it, but we'll look at it in a shorter term and figure out what else is going on with ICX, right? ICX on the 4 hours, man. So, okay, so you obviously developed bullish divergence from here to here, right? Or any of these points that it's low. These two are more or less the same low. So again, it's a valid anchor point. So from here to here, you're going in. From here to here, you're also going in on your RSI, right? So you created that bullish divergence that saw you pump to the upside. You can even trace it to this one, right? Here you face resistance at the 20 MA. You kind of bounce back of it. Then created that same, a slightly higher low. More or less the same price, man. So again, this you could trace it to here, right? And this you could point it to here, and that's fine. Again, this will be even slightly lower. So again, if you wanted to go with here, and then go from here to here as a similar price move, and you go in here, you would also have divergence bullish. You just would be making a medium bullish divergence. Here you wouldn't have that medium bullish divergence. It would just be regular divergence, or just going at the same height on that negative momentum. Anyways, you don't seem to be developing any kind of bearish divergence right now that would indicate that you should turn to the downside immediately on this. So this could still run up for a little bit until you get some sort of exhaustion going on here. And then you start like maybe move down, try to make a higher high, but fail. And then you probably pump to the downside, right? Again, right now you're looking good on this. See back here, you had divergence, right? Bearish. From here to here. From here to here, you're going higher. From here, I remember we did this on another chart for ICX. So I know this, we called it out. You also have it here, man. Low and lower. Right, so you move to the downside again as expected. So again, from here to here, you have a lot of data points you would be ignoring, right? And so I wouldn't feel comfortable calling any kind of bearish divergence from here to here. You have all these positive momentum islands you would not be taking into account. So let's go into the 1 hour, man. You're sitting high on the RSI right now. Sorry, at 66.90. So again, you're being bought. You want to come back to a neutral zone. You're almost heading towards that overbought area. You don't want to go there. Usually when you break above that, then you tend to have these nasty crashes that bring you back into this neutral zone. So again, bought, but not too bad, right? Anyway, stuff that's happening here, man. Let's see. Slightly going in. Again, nothing here. You're just going high. Let's see. Okay, so now you develop that bearish divergence that we were talking about, right? From here to here. From here to here, even if you want to go there, right? Or here. Still developing this one. So again, keep an eye out for that. I'll just point it out to here right now. Anyways, you're diverging on the top part, creating that bearish divergence. You should see price action to the downside if you develop it. Now, for you to negate it, you have to create at least this much positive momentum, and even slightly higher. If you create that much positive momentum, you would create weak bearish divergence that might see you still break down. So again, you want to see this really go higher, and you would also have it right now on your RSI, right? You're going slightly in. Even to this one, you're going slightly in. So again, just watch out. There's a chance for this to move to the downside. Let's see, from here to here going higher, so that's fine. I'm not seeing anything bullish on the bottom part, to be honest. Again, all this pump, probably from news, maybe, and probably some divergence. I would have to look at another chart to confirm if this low was the same low, because if there are the same low, more or less, right, in another chart, let's say they're a straight line, you go slightly in, you would be creating medium bullish divergence that would see you pump to the upside, right? And that's probably what you're riding on right now, because you didn't create any bearish divergence to break it down until right now. So again, you probably got out at a good price, Benny. 17 cents was probably a good out for this, because this might go down again. You could still go up again, like go break down a little bit, try to go up, fail to make a higher high again, create divergence once more, and then really, really tank. So again, you probably got out at a good price. Anyways, Jennifer, yeah, we'll look at XDCE. XDCE, is that a ticker? What do you have a comment on XDCE? Can you explain XDCE, because I didn't find it on a ticker? Or are you talking about the Chinese coin, Chinese yuan? I'm not sure your XDCE acronym. So I'll give you some time to type something out for that. Meanwhile, I'll look at it sideways here on a side screen that I have. I'll start typing it out and see if I can find something for that. Xinfin, okay. XDC, okay, cool. XDC, that's the ticker. It's not on CoinMarketCap. XDC Tiny E, but it's not showing up. Yeah, I'm looking for that, man. Okay, I can't find it here, so I'll go into CoinMarketCap and see if I can find something there. Oh, where's my CoinMarketCap? Here we go. Why is it not wanting to play ball? Probably it's being... there we go. XDCE. There we go. Okay, this is starting to like slow down for some reason. There we go. Wow. Let me check real quick my frames. They're not dropping. So I'm not sure why this is like... There we go. It didn't want to play ball a couple minutes ago. Anyways. XV Network. Okay, I can't find it listed on TradingView. So I'm trying to get that to show on TradingView. That's usually where we do our analysis. They're really partnered with R3 in some way. I will have to look for news for them. I don't have them on my radar right now. So usually when that happens, if you want me to look at them more in detail, I'll write down that request. And I'll try to find some news for that for the next stream. So I will probably like try to come up with news for them for tomorrow. Or unless I have an article right now that I can find easily, then I'll probably look at that. So I'll open my news, and everything that I find is analysis. I don't look at other people's analysis, right? So if I find an article that just says like price changed by 1.049% or whatever, I don't look at that. I'm interested on content. I want to find news, trading volume. So nothing on the news part. So I'll probably have to go and look at more in detail as to this XFIN. Okay, cool. I think I found something for XFIN. Yeah, no problem. Nah, again, it's just someone else's analysis. I'm trying to find like a real article that would point out something for them. I found something that is from like July 17th. I'm not too sure that's going to be too I'll have to look for something that's a little bit lately, or not lately, a little bit sooner, right? On the time frame. So it's XFin. I'll write it down. XFin. XInfin. Sorry. So okay, I wrote that down. I will look at that. Sure. Right now, what I would do though, meanwhile, and because some of the viewers might not be familiar with the project, we'll just look at what they do on CoinMarketCap, right? Whatever we can find here. So XFin Network, quoting at $0.0094, up 5.6% on the last 24 hours, I assume. Market cap, $3,691,505. Total volume traded in the last 24 hours, $246,219. Circulating supply, 3,927,475,037 XDC tokens, I guess. And let's see, total supply 15 billion. Yeah, 15 billion. That's it. So okay, so they're circulating almost. Let's see, that would be around maybe 18% of their supply. Yeah, maybe. I'm just doing quick math. So let's see, XFin price. Maybe you guys can see this as well. It's a hybrid blockchain technology company focused on international trade and finance. Claims to have developed a highly scalable, secure, permission, and commercial-grade blockchain architecture. XFin blockchain is provided by XDC01 protocol, which is built over its hybrid blockchain architecture to eliminate the inefficiencies in global trade and financing, enable institutions provide real-time settlement and cross-border smart contracts. XDC protocol is architected to support smart contracts, KYC, AML, and price stability using its hedge pool for existing cryptocurrencies, example, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, XRP. On its TradeFinex.org platform, the XDC protocol also supports fiat payment methods and will support nationally issued currencies. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So we talked about their what they're quoting at. Well, the return on investment right now, the ROI is negative 67.57. So again, probably not a good investment if you got in at the beginning. I'm not sure when this project started. We'll look at on the graph. Market rank 535 of total coins, and I think they have over 2,600 coins. So market cap we talked about, 24-hour volume we talked about, circulating supply we talked about. So yeah, over 1/5 of their supply it's circulating, right? So over 20%. Sorry, when I said 18%, I was wrong. This 15, they have like almost 4, so they would probably be like at 20, over 20% supply circulating. Sorry. Trying to do math in my head real quick. 1 second. You messaged me on Twitter about XDC? Sure. I'll check it out, man. Okay, cool. So you send me a link. Awesome. Yeah, I'll open it here on the side. Make sure it's cool for me to show. And yeah, cool. Awesome. I have it here. Thanks, Benny. I appreciate it. There's an article that Benny sent me from October the 30th regarding XDC, whatever this project's called. XDC, yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to look at this real quick. Yeah. So I'll open this up real quick. There we go. I don't care about that. Anyways, find the right network, XFin versus RippleNet. So I'm not sure if they're competing or not. Well, let's look at this. Over the past few years, the needs for businesses have evolved from the basic trading case, okay, cross-border payment regeneration. Blockchain network have dramatically increased their scope. The demand for real-time, low-cost, and trackable payments status on a global level has pushed the organizations to come up with more solid solutions. Yet the infrastructure remains costly and slow till date. Today, we're talking about two such new age networks built on the most robust and innovative frameworks, XFin Network and RippleNet. So, okay, they're probably competitors. Use case, let's look at this. I hope you guys can see this well. I'm not sure where this is cutting off. Yeah, you can see the whole table. That's fine. Awesome. Okay, so use case, remittance, XFin trade, finance, and payments. Okay, token XRP, XDC. Okay, RippleNet, XRP, one-click master node installer. Centralized, decentralized. Ripple's not centralized. They're not holding the whole supply. It's an escrow. I don't agree with this part on Ripple, on RippleNet or XRP. It's not. I wouldn't consider them centralized. Transaction time, 4 to 7 seconds. Transaction time, 2 to 3 seconds. Yeah, I think Ripple also does lower. But again, I guess it depends on where. But yeah, let's go with this right now, okay? Market cap, 12 billion, 4 million. So again, much lower market cap. I'm not sure. Okay, so they have, yeah, they have a lot less supply in total than Ripple. But again, Ripple needs it for all those transactions to go through. Active master node. They only have 50 master nodes available, or over 50. They're not really stating how many. And this is from October, so data might have changed until today. Reward percentage transaction fees, 90% transaction fees. That's a lot of rewards, man. 90% transaction fees, plus additional 87 million a year XDC divided between master node holders. Okay, so that they have a pretty good reward here. Percentage nodes node, 20% by Ripple. Okay, so I guess percentage of nodes owned, right? So again, 20% by Ripple, 6% by XFin. Token burning option, no, yes. But Ripple or XRP burns coins. Out of every transaction, what's left, it supposedly gets burned. So the transaction fee, it's a burned fee sometimes. But they do burn supply. I'm not sure what they're standing here with the burn options. Anyways, new token creation option within the network. No. Okay, that's good. You don't want them to be able to create new tokens because then you would still dilute what's there. So let's say fixed amount, not fixed amount. You don't want to create new tokens. Again, it just makes it messier for everyone. If you create a token that does not communicate well, then you start having all these problems within the flow of information within the network. It's not the best. Anyways, what's RippleNet XRP? We've talked about that. What XFin? Open source built on hybrid framework to sustain global financial use case. We kind of talked about this on their market cap stuff. So again, okay, cool. So again, the article is not too lengthy. TradeFinex, okay, they probably have a trade platform. KYC AML, okay, that we talked about that part. Record to account settlement with no local administration. Thus, decentralized worldwide market, okay, the exchange are cryptographically marked, increasing the security levels, ability to process the world's cross-fringe installment volume, easy to access to liquidity through the commercial center, or digital assets such as XDC token. Okay, yeah, we need to do more research on them. So if you're happy with this for right now, I can't give you an opinion because I don't know the project that well. So I would need to look more into detail as to what they do for me to be able to like give you like an opinion. But again, that would just be my opinion or my take on this. Your take might be different. Again, different people would see things differently, right? So again, that'll be it right now. So any other coin requests that you guys want to look at before we call it a stream? We've been live for almost an hour and 40 minutes. So I thank you guys for being here and chilling with me, and yeah, on a Sunday night. So it's awesome that you guys are here. If you like what we do, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. I would always suggest you guys to talk about crypto to your families. Yeah, no worries, Jennifer. I appreciate it. That's what I'm here for. I look at stuff. I look at it more in detail. I wrote it down. I'll try to have something a little bit more prepared for tomorrow regarding this. So if you do show up, we'll discuss it. If you don't show up, then I'll save it for the next time that you show up. That's usually how I roll it because it's information that you're requesting. So it's information that I want to give to you when you're here. So if you come back tomorrow and I'll already finish doing the research that I need, I'll discuss what advances I have by then. And, if you're not here to discuss, then we'll wait for the next time that you're here. And then we'll have something that's probably already prepared for discussion. So, yeah, that's it for this right now. So if you want to look at another coin, that's fine. Like I was saying, I always suggest you guys talk about crypto to your families, to your friends. If you're into crypto, you probably already do that. But if they don't know what crypto is, this is a great space where they can come and learn about crypto. We're really, really friendly. We're really chill. We do answer questions from people that know very little, from people that know a lot. And if you know a lot about crypto and you want to get on this channel and you want to have an open discussion and like talk about it, we just figure out how to put people on. So again, that is pretty cool. Benny was actually on yesterday. We connected via voice on Discord, and he was able to talk with us about a point that he wanted to make, but it was too hard to type out, or it was going to be too lengthy. So again, we just discussed it on this stream. So I do that as well. So if you have a point that you want to drive, and it's easier for you to like say it than just like type it out, I can figure out a way to put you on the stream. No face if you don't want face, just audio, and you can say what you need to say or what you want to say, and then if you have more knowledge about a certain project and you want to share it, I have also no problem just putting you on the stream as well. Share the time with you and discuss, right? Anyways, I guess there's no other requests that have come in. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you like what we do, you know what to do. I already basically gave my outro. So talk about crypto to your friends, to your family. Let them know that we are here. We really want to get this community going. If you want to support us and don't know how, there's a couple ways. Any way you want to do it is fine. There's tipping. But right now, I would suggest that if you want to support us, retweet when we go live and share the fact that we are here and that we are here for you guys. And right now, I appreciate that more than any tip that you guys could give me, because for sure, bringing awareness to the channel is a priority that we have right now, that I have right now. I want to get more people in here, and the more people that we have, the better it's going to be, because we're going to have much more conversations going on. We're going to have a lot more interaction. Right now, I do like that we can do this one-on-one, and I wouldn't mind doing it later on as well. But again, the more people that we have, the crazier it's going to be and the much more fun we're all going to have. Guys, that's all for tonight. I hope I catch you tomorrow. I hope you have a great beginning of the week. I hope you enjoy your Sunday night, if it's a Sunday night for you. If it's a Monday morning already, depending on when you're watching us from, then I hope you have a great beginning of the week. Again, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening or day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.